Deathstroke 13, Christopher Priest writing and Joe Bennett on art. Take it away.
Yeah, so this is a really great issue, and I actually remember to read it this week, unlike the last issue. But this is focuses on 2 of the plot lines instead of the 3 that we've had recently. Rose is not in this at all. This focuses a lot on Jericho and Slade stuff. So it's about 50-50. Slade stuff is pretty cool. He's going after Raptor. He's in his classic outfit. There's a fair few references to that with the trunks on the top and all that stuff. So it's kind of fun. Raptor is in his icon suit, which obviously Peter's not been reading this. The icon suits are these like anti-gravity things that give almost like super strength and, you know, a few other little invulnerabilities, stuff like that.
I should explain it for the audience anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, like it's been a very consistent thing as part of this run. They've been popping up a lot, and they're just kind of ingrained in this run now. But they fight on a big tanker boat, like a big like an aircraft carrier sort of thing, and it's a cool enough fight. It's what you'd expect from a fight scene, you know, solid. But they go inside and there's like there's nuclear rods, and Deathstroke's trying to trick him to get his suit back because it's his icon suit. And he kind of talks about how his one is activated by kinetic energy, but only he can activate it compared to regular people. Because of his enhanced reflexes, he actually moves faster. So it's his kinetic energy will activate the suit. So they're in this bit which is leaking radiation, and Raptor is completely unprotected without realizing it because of this. So the idea is you've got your radiation is being locked in the suit. So you should probably take that off and run away as his way of getting the suit back, which is one way of doing it, I guess. Alongside that, for Deathstroke, you have the Red Lion plot, which is still ongoing. He wants to take his country back, which is going back to, I think, the very first issue of the series was when that kicked off, where he got deposed by the US government, and now he wants Slade to help him take it back. And Slade's like,
was that the Rebirth issue? That seems.
It might have been the Rebirth issue. I say it was the very first issue of the series. It may have actually been the Rebirth one.
It sounds familiar to me, and that's the one I read at the start. So
yeah,
well, yeah, sounds about
probably
right.
Is that one then. Yeah, and he wants to get his country back, and Deathstroke's like, why not? I might as well. But over on the Jericho side, we have him feeling very guilty about just everything, to the point where he's possessing people and going into a church and going to confession. He's confessing his sins through these various people. And it actually starts really interestingly because it starts with him in this confessional, but you don't see him, you just see the priest and, you know, the other side blacked out because it's a confessional. And he says all these things. I betrayed my father, dishonored my mother, betrayed someone who loved me, destroyed a life. And the priest's like, don't worry about it. I hear this stuff every day. And he kind of walks out and goes, yeah, from me. He just possesses different people and goes in every day to confess the same sins. Which is really playing up his stuff there, and his fiance keeps reminding us that they're getting married in like a week or 12 days or whatever it was. I don't know. I think it was the 12th in a week's time. And it keeps reminding us this, and Jericho has to rush off a lot and play with his icon suit because he's feeling guilty, so he's got to try and save people. And then it cuts at the very end. It cuts very soap opera-y. His fiancée has just slept with Slade, his father.
Oh dear.
Yes. So it got real family soap opera at the end there. But it's the first time in a long time their plot lines have intersected. So that's really nice to see that finally paying off. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the reactions when he finds out.
Here's what Matt thought, so you can counterpoint him. Another issue that when it ended, I wasn't quite sure what I read. Jericho is being well used. Love how Slade plays Raptor, and Priest actually using Raptor like he was used in Nightwing. Art is consistent, and they nailed the expressions. So
yeah, the only thing I'll disagree with is his first point of where he says he's not sure what he read. This felt like a much more straightforward issue than most to me because it only juggled the 2 plots than 3. I think the only thing was it did jump around a little bit, but unlike most times where it just gives you I think it was back in the Rebirth issue, I was doing it then as well, where it would cut to a black panel and give you like a headline, and it would be a different time period.
Yeah, I remember.
These actually date them. So the first one says the 5th, then the next one says the 2nd. So you can kind of chronicle it a bit easier than normal, where often they're just words. Like one of them here does say just date night.
I wonder if that's a reaction to maybe like feedback from the first
It
several
could be.
issues.
It's interesting that not all of them do it, but some of them say, "Oh, the 6 years before at the end, there's a little flashback with some Jericho stuff going on there," but some of them just say love, but the first few actually have specific dates. So I guess it's a little bit easier to follow in that sense. But it's a great issue. I'm loving the series, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this arc goes, because as Matt told us last issue, he ends up blind at the end of this arc, and it still feels like we have no clue how that possibly gets to that.
He's playing the long game.
He is, but we were expecting it to be the end of the arc, so there's another like 4 issues. So be interesting.